swords, gloves, a shield with an itchy nose. The Percival platoon has gotten their commissions done by Dubs, and now they are armed with new weapons, ready to take on whatever fight will come after the Battle of Anafwin. But a more important question remains to be seen. What of the other 4 knights? What weapons will Dub give them? Hi guys, it's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we are going to be having a little fun in discussing what kind of weapon Tristan Leonis is going to have now that the legendary craftsman and Tristan are so close. It's probably going to be the most obvious, but hey, I have fun making these videos and I hope you all like it too. Subscribe for more content if you love 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Knights of the Apocalypse material. So let's get into it. Tristan Leonis, Knight of Pestilence, the one and only Nephilim. Tristan is a very powerful member of the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. The power of a goddess and a demon flow in his veins, even if at times 𝐸𝐸𝐫 doesn't exactly write this kid in the best way. Regardless, he is not at his full potential yet, but he can be if he gets himself his own sacred treasure. But Dante, I hear you all say, Tristan already has weapons, 3 of them. Well, yes and no. Tristan does indeed have his own swords, but they're not sacred treasure level. You have 𝐿 and 𝐸𝐿, magical swords made by the Grand Mage of Leonis, Thetis, who, in actuality, is actually the reincarnation of Derriere. Yeah, we finally got to see her, and 𝐸𝐸𝐫 just blew it off. Very disappointed. But regardless, Tristan did actually have a good pair of swords since he's ambidextrous. You know, he can dual wield like a badass. Each sword had a different ability. The demon sword, 𝐿, is able to just break through enemy magical defenses. Think like Asta with his anti-magic swords. And then you have the Goddess Clan designed sword 𝐸𝐿, which makes him less susceptible to enemy mental attacks, which is gone. Yeah, I don't know if anyone actually noticed this, but Tristan is actually missing the 𝐸𝐿 sword. And this makes a whole lot more sense now that we know that 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞, fake 𝐬𝐮𝐬, has been manipulating Tristan, brainwashing him with her magic. Yeah, he really should have held on to that sword, and now he's been substituting it with the dragon handle, just like his old man Meliodas. I'm a little proud. If he does full counter with it, I would be more proud. However, if you had bothered to watch my previous video about the predictions of the remaining chapters for the Battle of Anafwin, you would probably know that there's a possibility that Arthur or 𝐼RONSIDE and Pelgard are going to show up and shut this party down. And what do you think they're gonna do when they see the dragon handle, the last piece to the coffin of eternal darkness? Yep. In case people forgot, this thing is still a plot device. At least, I hope 𝐸𝐸𝐫 didn't forget about it. So once the blade's gone, Tristan is only gonna have 1 sword. But with Dubs being so close, and with him as mystery package, no doubt studying Tristan from a little bit of a distance, what kind of magic he has, what he uses it for, how he fights, Dubs is probably back on the ship, making Tristan the perfect weapon for him. But the question is, what is it? Tristan in Arthurian legends was actually an archer, and his weapon of choice was a bow called 𝐹ailnaught. It's probably him now in this series asking him to not fail. No, seriously, I love Tristan, but come on, 𝐸𝐸𝐫, you haven't exactly been painting this kid in the best light as of late. So 𝐹ailnaught as a sacred treasure is no doubt going to be a sword, a new toy for our dear sword boy, but not just any regular sword. Dubs likes to give each of his weapons a unique magical ability, and perhaps maybe 2. I mean, Escanor's axe could store up his sunshine and also return to him like Thor's hammer. Percival's new sacred treasure circular force actually has 2 abilities, one of which is to gather the magical force that is launched at him into the blade so he can return it back to sender, much like one of Asta's anti-magic swords or just full counter. The other ability is able to boost his own attributes just by absorbing whatever power is left in the blade. Dubs really knows how to make these weapons to work for the customer, and Tristan is no doubt going to be that exception. So let's just say for this instance that 𝐹ailnaught is going to have 2 abilities. The first one, channeling. The first hint we got of the sacred treasure is from the future silhouette that we see from the earlier chapters. Tristan's future self is wielding a large blade, But if you look at the blade's texture, looks like it's made out of 𝐼𝐸, the light of the goddess clan. So the first ability is going to be channeling. Tristan just simply has to apply or let the energy flow into the hilt and it forms himself a new blade. This makes sense. Power of darkness and the goddess clan's ability 𝐼𝐸 are able to form whatever kind of weapon that they wanted. Swords, spinning blades. All Tristan needs to do, focus all of his power into the blade and he could form a lightsaber. My boy is becoming a Jedi. This would be a great aid for Tristan to controlling his demon abilities. Every time he uses it, he only has a little bit of time before going berserk. So channeling just a little bit into 𝐸𝐿naut and forming like a demon blade will help our boy master his abilities faster. Maybe he can even use 𝐸𝐿naut with his goddess clan abilities with his free hand. I mean, we saw the potential that he had when he took on the Testament Beast and just turned it into Swiss cheese. Which brings us to the second ability that I think that Dubs can pull off, Unity. Tristan is a Nephilim. His whole goal is to figure out that he is a creature of light and darkness, neither goddess nor demon, a being of his own individual. And thus, the sword 𝐸𝐿naut should reflect that. Unity will allow Tristan to merge light and darkness together. This will be the most powerful aspect of the blade. We saw the potential Tristan has when he mixes light and darkness, so imagine all that in the blade. It would allow for more powerful strikes. Tristan would essentially be attacking people with like a grenade club. And much like controlling the power of darkness, this would help him control mixing his aspects of light and darkness without the sword's help. This could really be of big help for our boy, and he needs this blade fast. And he should have gotten it before Donnie and Anne. Look, I don't mind that they got their own weapons. After all, they really needed the upgrade because they're not that strong. Especially Donnie after what happened with Dubs.
I was frozen today!
But I really hope that Tristan is going to get his sword very, very soon. We'll be having chapters again next week. Golden Week is over and soon we'll be back in the game with chapter 190 of 4 Nights of the Apocalypse. I'll see you all then, and until next time, this has been Dante from the Anime Underworld. I'll see you mortals later.